Hello everyone and welcome to Authentic Racing Competition. Here we are for round 1 of season 1 here in Australia. Qualifying was yesterday to give us our grid, and now we're on the countdown to the race start. I'm here alongside, I'm Jackson, I'm alongside Felix in commentary.
Hello everyone.
Just a cloudy day in Melbourne. But looks like it'll be dry, hopefully. I got a good race in. Mercedes front row lockout after penalties, so the Mercedes Rebel.
Hey, I thought for a moment formation lap wasn't on.
Yeah, I know when the predicted strategies came up, it scared me. It's my first time commentating an F1 league race of 2020, so sorry if I'm a bit rusty. Yeah, strategy around here, it's a one-stop either way. Was it a soft hard? Oh, as that is Jens, who's left.
He's gonna need an invite. No, it's fine.
I'll give everyone a quick rundown of the grid for today's race. As there was a few grid penalties, a few switches around after qualifying, a few mix-ups as Jens back in. That's good to see. So on pole position it is Legend in the Mercedes, as he was yesterday, on the medium tyres, so perhaps a slightly different strategy. Maybe that could compromise the start to his teammate who is starting P2, iQuicks, who starting on the soft tyre. They got promoted up to P2 after Jamil got a 5-place grid penalty. Is then Jens in P3 in the Red Bull, lead Red Bull, after Jamil's penalty. Then got the first of the Ferraris in Magic Alonso in 4th place. Followed up by the first of the midfield teams with Henk in the Renault in P5, then Kerem in the Racing Point in 6th position. Jamil then the second Red Bull all the way down in 7th place. That's not going to be what he would have wanted. Then it is Wuschel, Pollution Bowl, and Ashy Boy running out the top 10. Pollution Bowl with a great qualifying in the Haas Cup. Then it is Sam D, the Ferrari driver of I'm going to say Bo, it's easier.
Yeah, Bo.
I can't pronounce it, so I'm going to say Bo, just use the first few letters. So yeah, the second Ferrari went out, crashed out in Q2, down in P12. Second Haas of Willem. Then it is TM Ducky, first of the Alfa Romeos. Didn't actually make it through to Q2, but on penalties has got up the order quite a bit. A few reserve drivers driving, so therefore are at the back of the grid. Williams 16th, 17th, actually quite a strong qualifying after the reserves are taken into account. 3 reserves, Monster, Jury and Ardapple Gamer. But we're now going to the start lights. They are incorrect, so ignore them. The revs begin to rise now. Revving out the engines, and we are racing in Melbourne. That is a terrible start as iQuicks has not got off the line. Legend gets off to a clean start. In the background, we've got the Renault of Henk up in a big crash behind. That's now AlphaTauri going sideways towards turn 1. What has happened behind? But that is Kerem up into P3, Magic Alonso P2. As we've got cars out of the race, and I believe a safety car may have been deployed, but it doesn't tell me on my screen, so sorry about that.
Oh.
Has a say? Is it? I think he's out of the race. I was off into P3 P2 at one point, I think. Yeah, it's a crazy start. Jamil gaining 1 place, but Jens disqualified, and iQuicks with a terrible start at the back of the pack from P2 all the way down to P16, and now behind one of the Williams cars. I believe there is a safety car, as I can see on the mini-map. So yeah, crazy start. It's 5 second penalty, sorry, should my qualifying brain on. Ignoring yellow flags, I believe that's Nick. Most drivers gaining positions apart from the bottom 3. iQuicks losing 14 places off the start there. Their car appears to be ghosted. So I'm not sure whether that is whether they're not actually driving the car, whether they're in AI mode or something, I'm not quite sure. But so far the day has not gone well for iQuicks or the Red Bull of Jens, lagging out on the formation lap and then getting back in but not any further. So strategies, the 2 main strategies are soft to hard, picking a lap 10 to 12, and a 2-stop soft, medium. So I imagine most of those starting on the softs will want to do the 1-stop as a quick strategy. Pollution Ball into the pits.
Is someone following him?
As well, I believe.
No.
What is he going to?
Must be hard, but I'm not sure if they will make it to the end.
He may be going. I don't see the point in 2-stop, but I believe he is going for a. He's going to the mediums, as he had to have a wing change. So yeah, that's why he's done it. Medium tires. Well, they're definitely not going to go to the end. So I assume he's going to go on to a set of softs at the end of the race and hope for a late safety car, I'm guessing. I personally would go on to the softs just in case I did get contact on the restart, so I could, so that I wouldn't be wasting a lifespan of those mediums. So yeah. Pollution Bolt initially getting a great start, but I'm not sure what he'll be able to do from here. Only driver to make a pit stop, so if he's able to make his way up through the order, get through some of the back markers, then he's definitely still in contention for points, but it's a mixed start. Currently, your running order under safety car, Legend leading the way with Magic Alonso getting 2 places off the start, up in P2. Then Karem in the racing point, great start for them. They had a very strong qualifying session yesterday, especially in Q1. They set a very strong lap time compared to a lot of the others, showing good pace, but just didn't have the ultimate pace in Q3 to get P5, best of the rest. But now, up into P3, outstanding start there, and getting themselves into a podium place. It's Bushell in P4, the McLaren driver. Another driver who got a very good start, getting 4 places. Jamil gaining 2 places. I'm sure he'll be happy with the start, but considering some of the drivers around him made many more places than him, I mean, Bushell started behind him, but is now in front of him, which in a Red Bull you'd expect to be the one getting the good starts. Well, ignoring real life, but in the game, with realistic car performance, you'd imagine that the Red Bull, being a top car, would have quite good
Monster has left the session.
It's second lag out of the day.
ASICS just overtook him. Why?
And all the fixtures picture strategy has changed to lap 11. They think you could get the mediums to the end. So still Pollution Ball is, I think it's fair to say, making another pit stop. But is that what's going on at the back of the pack here? Is iQuicks is dropped to the back and it's caused a bit of issue here. Pollution
I'm not
Ball
sure.
Has gained quite a few places in the process there. So I'm guessing that iQuicks isn't actually racing and that's an AI in the car, is my prediction, and the same for Monster.
Oh,
Monster's now joined back.
iQuicks is actually disconnected, as well as Jens and and also Jamil.
Oh, that's big for Jamil.
We might need to restart because that's 4 people disconnected.
That's up to you.
I think
there's a lot of drivers that are tight for time. That's the issue. I did see a couple in the chat saying.
Yeah, it's at least.
But we are now. That would be starting almost half an hour late.
Yeah, that's.
So it's up to you, but hopefully they can get back in. Jamil is in on my screen, but that may be a glitch.
Yeah, he's also in on my screen, but
strange start.
Okay, let me check. Lobbies, clicks, restart. Okay, yeah. Everyone.
Their car is in this lap.
I think we might restart. I'm gonna ask a driver, I think.
Okay, so it'll be a restart. We'll be going to the original grid, I assume.
Yeah, we are.
Okay, so drivers like Magic Alonso, Karem, Jory, and another driver that gained one positions, they will not be too happy. But with the restart, they hopefully will notice when lots of people start leaving the session that everyone is leaving. I'll keep an eye on this restart. I'll let you know what happens. Yeah, whilst these drivers still think they are racing, Legend will come around the final corner on this sort of restart that means nothing. He will lead the pack away on the restart here. No major movers down the order. All staying pretty still, but that is Bo having a look at Jamil there, who is having a look at Bushell. 2 top cars behind a slightly slower car. As it's a lot of wheel-to-wheel battling in the background. That's Pollution Ball trying to gain a few places. Williams boys have collided. And that was Sam D who's gone a bit sideways on the exit. iQuicks just sort of sitting back. The AI that there is. Yeah, 1 second lead for Legend out in the lead.
Okay, so yeah, I'm gonna join the new session. Oh, I can't believe this is happening. Everything went well in qualifying and stuff yesterday, but
When you can.
yeah,
So yeah. So not much is happening in this race. Now I've got a few changes of position. But with this race now, I'm not kept matching at all for sure. Doesn't really matter. Yeah. As only noticeable thing that's happened in this race was the start crash. Apart from that, it's been fairly sensible. A lot of cars getting great starts. I have a feeling that the second start may be a bit more sort of formal, bit calmer. All the drivers sort of doing the correct thing that time. I must say, in this race at the moment I am watching, Fel Magic Alonso going very quickly on a step softer tyres than the Mercedes of Legend, but Magic Alonso going very quickly, keeping up with Legend, actually starting to close the gap a bit. So for the actual race, that could be interesting. So the soft tyres do look much quicker than the mediums in the early stages of this race. So let's see what happened. Sorry everyone for the technical issues you've been having. These things happen with the F1 game being as broken as it is. It's annoying that this came in the debut race, but of course anything can happen and everything will happen. It's Formula 1 at the end of the day. But looking from what I'm seeing here in the failed start... Oh! Have you started sending out invites yet?
okay, I muted myself again, but forgot to turn it on.
Okay. Have you sent? Are you ready to send out invites yet?
Yeah, I'm sending you an invite right now.
And in Discord, I advanced level 2. These are the levels we drop to when we have to. The conversations we get to. When problems like this happen, you have to make the best of it.
Yeah, respond quickly. It's never good. Yeah. Damn it. Half an hour later.
Yeah.
Okay, so
just to confirm, are we going to go with the restart from the grid or from
the restart? Just the original grid.
Okay.
It's so strange because every time I hosted in the preseason test and in qualifying, it was just, I don't know, it was all fine, no lag spikes or anything, but now just 4 people disconnected.
So it's waiting on 2 drivers, and they are the Racing Point. Was that Yeah, it was Monster who's the one we're waiting for at the moment, and that is it.
Okay, waiting on the other Racing Point. That's Monster.
That's Monster.
Oh, I don't think I've actually sent them an invite yet. Yeah, he's not on a list I've made, so. Okay. Is okay, I'm communicating with the lobby host. Okay, I'm gonna yeah, it's only the first race. It can only get better now.
Yeah, that's the good thing.
Okay, so lobby host has read the message, waiting for a reply. Okay, apparently information lab is on. I can't see if it is on or not.
Yeah, it's the one. I think that's the only setting you can't. Well, one of the most important settings you can't see. Yeah, I've had that in other previous leagues. When someone has to sort of make a lobby that isn't used to it, they forget that. It's one of the things that people forget.
Okay, he's typing. Okay. Settings are correct. Okay. Ready. Everyone needs to ready up.
Right, and they do. And Red Bull missing Jamil. And yeah, Jamil isn't in.
Oh, what? How?
No,
he is. He is.
I think he left his car and.
Oh, did he? If he did, then he's behind.
Is he back in?
If he accidentally did that, then he's at the back of the grid.
A bit late now, I think, but that's sort of on him.
Yeah. If he is at the back of the... Well, yeah, if he's at the back of the grid, then that's what must have happened. Yeah.
Yeah, looks like that's what happened. So everyone is now 1 place higher. But Jamil, he's done that himself, so... I assume we'll leave that.
Apparently, the whole grid...
I don't think he went... Oh, what? He's messed up the entire thing?
I hope not. I'm gonna have to see on the grids in a minute. I don't think you last
a second.
last game. Okay, so on last game, if you were to leave your team, then you would be at the back of the grids. But I'm not sure if that's what happens now.
Doesn't really make sense to me why that's a thing. Like, if you go into spectate, then it makes sense, which he may well have done. I think that's what he did.
Yeah,
the drivers on the top went down to 19.
I can't see anything. I can't see the grid yet.
I'll have to wait. Yeah, apparently everything's wrong.
Oh, my laptop also keeps disconnecting, so I can't actually check Discord now. That's very nice as well. Yeah, it's correct.
It actually looks right.
Except Jamil then. Jamil's at the back.
That's on him. Would you like me to put in the Discord saying that there won't be a restart?
Yeah. No, I'll just do it. No restart.
Okay, you good. Wasn't sure if you had.
20th, but he should be able to make up some time. Apparently, oh, Magic Alonso has accidentally put the wrong tire on. That's a 30-second time penalty for him.
Ah, it's a shame. He was looking very strong in the first race before it was restarted.
Yeah.
So yeah, Magic Alonso.
That's what happens, but...
yeah. Let's get all the details. So tyres, those, most people start on the softs.
Mm-hmm. There's some medium tire runners, but I'm not sure what the strategy will be. Medium soft?
I think it would be a medium hard. I think it's what they prefer. Like Legend may be able to do medium soft. That Mercedes, I imagine, quite good in its style. Whereas I'm guessing the AlphaTauri probably won't be so good at the tyre wear, so it'll probably have to go medium hards. So we'll have to wait and see what everyone does as the cars make their way through the final sector now. I won't go through the grid again. It's the same as before. With theirs for strategy. So picking around like 10 both strategies, but no word for the mediums really there. So medium soft perhaps, but I'm not sure. The 2-stop would be too slow. Cars begin to line up on the grid now. Last car in the field, Jamil. I must say, it's nice to see a clean formation lap in league racing.
Yeah.
I've never seen one before. I don't know about you, but all the leagues I'm in, everyone just like it's like a battle for position. It's annoying because you just want to get hit, you don't want to get hit. But final cars are lining up now, and they're in place. Will the red lights be correct? That's another question. I'll keep you updated on that as we wait. Here we go, and the lights are somewhat correct. 5 red lights. And we are racing in Melbourne. What bad start looks maybe wait, no, got big okay, the top left the left hand side timing tower is broken for me, which is confusing me a lot.
Yeah, same.
But I believe Legend does lead the way. And it's wheel to wheel between the Mercedes cars. That is iQuicks around the outside. And into the lead they go. iQuicks to the lead of the race. Oh, there's contact. That's Legend off from wide. Oh, that's going to cause a bit of drama there when they rejoin there. That is indeed hanged up into P3. Could they maybe put Legend under a bit of pressure here? The soft tyres with much more grip. And I believe the timing tower is now fixed, for me at least. So it looks like Legend may well come back going into the second sector. Let's see, what are they doing? Down the straights they come. And they're Mercedes holding position at the moment. Legend sitting in the slipstream, just holding out, waiting for the opportunity to repass their teammate. Probably waiting for an easier place to pass, or maybe wait for their teammates' tyres to die. Because around here, these softs, when they die, they really do die. Further battling down the order with a group of pack of cars led by Willem. I struggle to say it for some reason. Willem. I'm pronouncing it badly anyway. Willem leading a pack of cars here. The Williams and an AlphaTauri battling further down the order. Back at the front, Legend onto the main straight, just behind their teammate, really burning up all the ERS they have. Very similar between the two Mercedes cars at this stage of the race. Battling further down the order.
Oh, Sam D
out, and he's crashed sideways there. Looks like he's had a big one out of the final corner, and virtual safety car has been deployed. That's going to help out the soft tyre runners a little bit here. Just give them a bit more time on their tyres. I think iQuicks could take this. I think the soft tyre strategy may actually be the quick strategy. I'm not sure. It depends whether it's soft mediums for the Mercedes or not.
If
it's soft hards.
If Legend really stretches it, he could go to the softs at the end, and then iQuicks, I think, will be either on the mediums or on the hards.
I think as we are back to racing now, I think iQuicks will probably go on to the hards. Because they will see Legend's pace when those soft tyres die. It may not be worth stretching it. As Field down the straight, that is not straight, into the high-speed chicane now. iQuicks using those soft tyres to their best ability. defending from Legend at this stage of the race. Maybe trying to push a bit of a gap to the rest of the pack, as of course Henk leading the way of the rest of the field, with Jens and Magic Alonso following up behind. Magic Alonso on the medium tyres that they should not have been on, so perhaps well, definitely a 30-second time penalty there. That was a mistake there from Magic Alonso. I did see it correctly. Magic Alonso's made a mistake out of the final corner.
Using his ERS.
Very aggressive defending, almost put Karam in the barriers. Sort of very much blocking down the straight, but one move, that was it. So nothing too dangerous. Further down the order again, we've got the back markers. Battle, that's Williams around. That's Nick who's gone spinning around on the exit of turn 2. And that is quite bad damage. As
Virtual.
As Pollution Ball is out.
Wait.
And they've crashed on the exit. And they appear to have lost it on the curb and gone into the barriers. Pollution Ball, a driver had a great qualifying session. Their race has not gone to plan. Kamui Kobayashi made a very similar mistake 2009. So just lost it on the curbs. That was a drive-through penalty there for, I think that's Mike. Yeah. Easy place to lose it if you go a bit wide. I'm guessing that's what happened there. Mercedes only just over a second gap to the rest of the pack at this stage. But we haven't had much racing, as that looks like a big jump that iQuicks has got over Legend on the restart. Getting over a second, that is crucial in terms of the long term. Because he needs to keep that over a second to break away from that DRS and truly use it. As that's Jens and Magic Alonso battling further back. They are battling, heading into the final couple of corners. The racing point of Karam watching on behind. Hoping to perhaps get one of them, or get whichever one comes out worst from this battle. All of the cars have DRS from Henk up ahead. So it looks like they're all going to sort of stay in position here. That is Monster into the pit lane. Started on the medium tyres, so that's not going to be great for them. As well, that's a mistake there from Jens. That's going to put Karam on the back of them. And to the outside goes Karam. Into turn 3, around the outside, locking up there. And that's off goes track, goes Karam. Forcefully pushed off there. That's some very strong defending, but it's tough to call there. One problem with the game is you can't really see a replay, so you have to go off your first feeling. But at first I felt Karam was far enough alongside to deserve space.
Yeah, he was pushed wide.
Clearly Jens disagreed. So that has put Bo on the back of Jens, and that'll be an even quicker car for Jens to defend from. Bo had a great start, I believe from P12 or P11 down there. And that places they gained through reserves and through penalties and Jamil. So they are now on the back. So it is
TM Ducky
virtual safety car
again.
And that is
that's the third one.
That's the third one, and it's that sort of your typical place. It's the exit of the high-speed chicane. Looks like they've just lost it and binned it. You see that too often. Strange. Usually a lot of common crashes you get, you'd imagine you'd see in real life, but I can't think of one in recent years at least. So we've seen a real life.
Karam's into the bits.
Interesting. On the soft tyres, so obviously going on to the hards. This could gain them a hell of a lot of time if DRS is now enabled again as we go green. So they're going to gain a bit of time here. Only half the pit lane really done under virtual safety car, so and a bit of a slow getaway there, all sorted by the looks of things. Jury also pitting. They started on the medium tyres. This is a bit of a waste. There's Jens. Multiple warnings penalty already. This early in the race, you'd expect to see a few across the race, maybe 2 or 3 from most drivers. Some of the top guys, and that's Jens, a big mistake. Jens, big mistake. That's going to put Bo all over him. That's too many mistakes.
That's
so far
impost.
Jens, sort of, and that's it's another place. Jens was fairly quickly qualifying yesterday, as Magic Alonso now gets a. Jens really struggling. Must be struggling with the rear end there. Maybe just not liking those medium tyres. The medium tyres clearly at this stage of the race are not the way, or not the tyres you'd want to be on. Because the softs are going much better. Because Legend got pole by 4 attempts yesterday, and he's sitting at about a second gap to iQuicks. So very interesting up front. Henk in third place.
Jens was looking down the inside of Bouillard at the fast right-hander in the third sector, but wasn't quite.
Been very aggressive in this race so far. And behind again, but this sort of DRS train we got here leading from Henk. Henk, I must say, so far doing a great job of still being in that podium place. Bo with very strong pace on these softs at the moment, fastest lap of the race. Jamil, however, has just beaten it. Jamil, however, in clean air, so that's helped him out a lot, I'm guessing. Small lock up from Bo heading into turn 3 and 4. Pack is so tight up at the front. Near the rear, it's a bit more spread out as Nick has come into the pit lane. Started on the soft, and our driver started on the soft tyres. You'd expect to see the softs go up to about 10 laps into this race, but clearly maybe a lot of drivers getting damage or just really not enjoying the tyres. But you'd assume at this stage of the race it'd be damage. Henk's P3 starting to look very at risk here.
Yeah.
As he's got Magic Alonso all over the back of him. Magic Alonso in the DRS, but there's just not yet a straight long enough to make the position, maybe saving a bit of DRS, just so that when they go for the move they can be sure that they've got it. As Willem has 3-second time penalty. A lot of these 3-second time penalties are coming out, so you'd expect to see it around Australia, but you'd hope to see them a bit later in the race, not 7 laps in.
Yeah, Alonso is so close behind Henk Pieter. I think he's gonna overtake him this straight, or maybe not.
I think they're saving up their ERS for a big push. Just going for sort of really making Henk use all of their ERS so that when they pounce they can be sure the move's done. Being as that tank's a bit wide there, may have had us lifted off slightly. The Ferrari clearly going much quicker at the stage of the race. Yuri now with a 3-second time penalty. The Magic Alonso very quick. Oh, not quite quick enough. They seem to us now look to the overtake being used now. That's not where I expected they would use it. Heading towards high speed chicane. This is a brave one if they tried that. Around the outside, not quite able to do it. But now on the exit, using overtake again. Henk not much worse off. But now Henk losing the podium place to Magic Alonso. Bo behind the both of them now is going to want to get them both. And is going to want to try and get past Henk before their teammate get away. But as up at the front, you can start to see the tyre wear starting to kick in here, as is Legend on the back of iQuicks. Could they have to move here into turn 1? Are they close enough? Yes, they're putting their nose there. They're going up the inside into turn 1. Will there be contact? Bit of sliding there going on. But stays behind through turn 2 now. Surely going to go for another attempt down and towards turn 3. Later on the brakes, small lock up. And iQuicks loses the lead of the race. Legend takes it on the medium tyres. That's the tyre transition you are seeing now. Those medium tyres starting to push way more than the soft tyres can. So I'd expect to see iQuicks in the pit in the next coming laps. Just trying to see the pace difference to Legend now. I'm imagining Legend will pull that 1 second gap pretty quickly. Both of them lock up into that corner.
Oh, that's
Jens and Henk. Oh, very close. Very clean though, I must say. Amazing job both of them to not lose any wing or any get pushed off track. Into the chicane again, battling through that. Whoa. And again, it's the driver on the outside that loses out.
He's not coming back, I think. No. Too far back.
Yeah, that Renault did a great job to get there, but in the end, at the end of the day, it's not going to have to pace in the long term. His tyres look dead. Their tyres look absolutely dead. You just see through that last corner that the front end did not go. But they're staying out on track for another lap. You've got to stretch it though, because at the end of the day, you want the hard tyres to last as well. And although the hards are very durable, you still want to have them in the best condition you can. So, maybe losing an extra second in your first stint might gain you over a second in your second stint. So that's where you sort of look for the time. Bo on the back of Magic Alonso, proving my point about the tyres wrong at the moment. Currently keeping up with a medium tyre runner on these soft tyres. So Bo, small mistake there. That's where you start to see the driver may be able to drive around sort of the obvious pace limitations. But at the end of the day, the driver's going to have to sort of limit the mistakes, because that's one of the big things of tyre wear. It's not just the lack of grip, it's all the lack of grip causes, which loses a lot of your time. For those slides, your lock-ups, your losing the rear end, It will cost you a lot of time, and you can see now, yeah, Bo is dropping back slightly for Magic Alonso, so these tyres definitely look past their best as Sam has left the session. They're already out of the race. I believe they crashed exit at the final corner. A shame for them so early in the race. AlphaTauri probably weren't too happy.
That's Edible Gamer making a move on Ashy Boy down inside. Oh, that's Ashy going onto the grass. Fair move.
That would give Jamil a chance there.
Yeah, Jamil now from P20 already to P10.
An amazing drive, really showing off what that Red Bull can do. Because Jamil, another one of the great drivers in the league, and he is flexing the muscle of that Red Bull car there. His teammate, I think it's fair to say, not quite doing the same up. It's sitting behind both Ferraris and both Mercedes. But staying sort of close to Ferraris. They're doing a good job. As Jamil coming on Ashy Boy towards turn 3, or has a look to the inside, but that was a bit tight there. Ashy Boy able to defend just for another lap.
He still has his overtake on during the corners.
That was interesting. Gonna go below 10% here, which of course loses a lot of your power in the ERS, which I learnt yesterday. As there we saw Ashy Boy getting a penalty just in front of Jamil there. Jamil already burning through this ERS, but to be fair, his tyres look quite good. Tyre wear,
Around, yeah.
Contact!
Yeah,
that's Ashy Boy. It's like,
both!
Jamil spins. Jamil just lost it with dirty tyres. For me, racing incident from first glance. Jamil, another crash.
Yeah.
Boy spins
Oh,
it
they
again.
both. Ooh.
Oh, that was close. That was a good save from Jamil, to be fair. That's going to allow Willem...
Jens around the outside of Bowie. The fast right-hander.
Now up to the inside. Pushes Bo off the track. Oh, it's close. Oh, I thought he was gone then.
No damage,
as
I think.
That is iQuick's pitting on 2 hard tyres. So yes, they are doing the softer hards. But have they got wing damage? As it's close up ahead of the lap car. Flying past Magic Alonso, also pit on that lap.
Bowie is going past Jens as well, but Jens is fighting back. Jens is going down the inside.
What he does at this corner. And this time he's left for him, which is good to see. Oh, it's going to be contact. There, you could see that one coming from a long way away.
Another 3-second time penalty for Jens. Oh, that's a lap to Williams, I think.
But it is giving. Oh, Bo backed out of that one. Oh, but Jens very late on the brakes. Slightly what I've got a great camera view. I don't know about you. I've got like a helicopter view at the moment of this.
Oh no, I don't.
Oh, it's great this year it is. As now into the right-hander, trying to clear that Williams car. It's got quite good pace at this stage, keeping up with those two on pace. Obviously a lap down, but must be on quite fresh tyres, you'd assume. Going speed, it is. But now getting passed by both of them. That is Mike, I believe. Who is on new hards, showing the difference between fresh hards and
Ashy Boy just out of the pits behind Nick Pancras, using his overtake, gonna
want to get past
down the inside, locking up, touching.
Oh! I annoyingly that time had the off-board view. The on-board would have been quite nice to see there, because then you can sort of get an idea. Were you on board?
Yeah, I was on board.
What was your opinion of the incident?
He went too deep.
As Bo is now in the pit lane. iQuick's flying past Bo. Exit now and will be way behind their teammate. Alonso, considering they started on the mediums, a pit quite early on, but just committing to the medium hards, I'm assuming.
Yeah,
instead of
undercut's quite good.
For a soft tyre that weren't gonna last. But now that's put Bo behind. That just shows the drop off in those soft tyres. Bo is now behind Henk and Kerem. Kerem did hit very early on though. So
I'm wondering when Legend is gonna come into the pits.
Yeah, same. Sort of all of the top 3 on the mediums at this stage since the start. Russell, I'm guessing will surely have to pit this lap, as that's Henk. 3-second time penalty. But Russell today on the softs doing a great job at the moment to still be on those soft tyres, but must be losing a lot of time to the cars behind. But yeah, I'm imagining Legend's going to try and stretch this out as long as possible. That's Nick crashing. And stay on the gun board with Legend here to get the first view of the crash. I'm guessing it's just spin out of here. And
Yeah.
interesting. It looks a bit late
That's
to be
an
to get
interesting
out.
place, yeah.
It looked sort of too late to be on the exit of the corner, so perhaps collision with another car. They were near a McLaren.
No, that can't be, I think.
I think they were near
Oh yeah,
Ashy at the time.
he was in front of,
He was battling with Ashy.
yeah.
Surprised to not see a safety car there. That would definitely have helped the top three a lot there if there was a safety car.
Yeah, definitely. They could have gone hard.
That car was definitely in a dangerous position. And ooh, a big slide. These mediums aren't looking as good as you'd hope them to be. So I'm guessing the softs can go perhaps 12 laps from seeing the sort of the maximum they've been pushed. If we say 10 to 12 laps, that's what lap 17 to 29.
Atix has binned it in the sector 3 chicane. And that's a virtual safety car that's gonna help.
That's gonna help Legend a lot. Legend's already entered, final corner. So that's gonna help Legend a lot. I'm not sure if the Yents will get there in time, to be honest. But Legend, they're sealing a great race. So that's also gonna put Legend onto the hard tyres for sure. So that sort of straightens out everyone's strategy, so that everyone will be going on the hards to the end of this race. And Yents will get to the pit lane entry before it ends. And also Ardapple Gamer. But they do not pit, interestingly, so it must be ending already.
Where does Ardapple come out? Does he come out in front? Just about?
Oh, yes, they will.
Maybe
yes,
he'll
will.
get... Sometimes the game can give you an illegal overtake.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Jens gaining quite a bit of time there. The virtual safety car's been out for a very long time. Surprised that Jens managed to get out of the pits under virtual safety car as well. As now it is back to green flag racing. How long will... I'm guessing they're just committing to the medium to the softs. I'm guessing that's because I see no other reason they wouldn't pit. The only reason I could think of was that the virtual safety car was already ending when they got to the entrance, but it wasn't. Henk's not really in the fight with Legend, so I don't see why holding up Legend would have been an aid to the Renault team. So, interesting strategy here from Ardapple Gamer.
Yeah,
that's Yuri. Next car through there will be Ashy Boy. They've just spun though, they're still going.
Okay.
Legend
is passed.
Already, wow, that shows you the difference Mercedes on fresh tyres compared to Renault on old tyres.
Surprisingly, Wushel has gone onto mediums.
Interesting. They did start on the softs, so they did, what, 11 laps on the softs? So perhaps... I mean, no, 12 laps I think they did on the soft tyres, so perhaps they could do... Well, I think, yeah, they may be right. They may have been... That may be the right call. Because if 20 laps is possible... well, less than that, if 17 laps are possible, then... That's all, I mean, Ardapple Game is only 3 laps off doing 17 laps on their mediums. So Wushel, could be on a good strategy here. But I think it's fair to say those tyres will be quite dead at the end of that. There's another spin from Yuri. I'm going to keep saying it wrong. But I'll keep correcting myself. Ashy Boy now right up behind them. But Joe with major wing damage. Ashy Boy's going to fly past surely, yes. As that was iQuicksend with a penalty.
Oh.
As that's Jamil and a monster. Wheel to wheel in turn 3. Jamil sweeping around the outside there. Nice simple move on the Red Bull. Great move there. Jamil only still just in P10 at the moment. It's a bit of a shock
he spun though, so again, quite a good recovery.
Good job. As Yuri speeding in the pit lane. Broken wing, I guess I could understand, but I'm guessing it's just a massive lock up.
Yeah, I think so.
Now I'm going to guess Ardapple Game's going to hit in the next 5 laps, I'm guessing. That's my prediction.
Must be. I think he'll do like Wushel did. I think he'll do 12 laps on the softs.
Yeah, I can see that definitely for sure. Because, I mean, if the McLaren can do 12 laps, I'm going to guess a Renault, which is a very similar performance, can also do 12 laps. Yeah, Legend switching onto that, onto the medium hards, which with the virtual safety car makes sense.
Booyah
It's
Road
not even a question that
around the outside of Wushel into turn 3. No wheel banging yet, I think. Oh, that was a little bit of contact. Wushel tries to hang it around the outside but fails, and Booyah Road is passed.
Yeah, good move there from the Ferrari. Having a mediocre, well, they started quite low down the order, sort of, because they crashed in Q2 yesterday. So far in quite a strong race. I lost a bit of time in the pit stop window, just stayed out too long on the dead soft tyres. Yeah, so far, so good. Looking at sort of the top teams at the moment, sort of your Mercedes, your Red Bull, your Ferrari. Obviously, Red Bull were going to be hurt by Jamil starting last, but Jens done a decent job. I'd say, well, Jens currently running in a net third place, so a net podium position. Magic Alonso sort of sitting behind the top 3 at the moment. Not quite close enough to sort of make us think there's going to be any moves there. So I think Magic Alonso is pretty much set in their position at the moment. Car behind's got older tyres, they probably won't challenge them. Car in front's got fresher tyres, so they probably won't be able to catch up to them. So, fairly, I'm guessing Magic Alonso's going to have quite a quiet race now, quite a Verstappen race. Just stuck sort of between car in front, too quick for them, car behind, too slow for them. Unless Bo can catch up. They are about 8 seconds off, so I doubt that will happen.
Yeah.
Of course, penalties, nothing you have to consider at the end of this race. Any close battles, when it comes down to penalties, that could be interesting. Then we could see some mix-up. I think for sure Legend's pretty safe for the win at the moment.
I think he's got this, yeah.
Penalties. Yeah, so an 8-second lead is the net second place. And also, our Apple Gamer may well pit at the end of this lap. I'd say it's this lap or next lap with the softs. Light fuel at the end, so you can take them a bit longer. So
Yeah, he's going in.
Wait and see that. So, apparently I'm a Renault strategist at this stage. So yeah, I mean, it's a pretty easy guess.
Was there? Oh, there was a random yellow flag.
There's been a few glitches on the game with random yellows for no reason, which get annoying in the end, because it gets your hopes up when you're racing. You're like, oh, yellow flag in front of me. Oh wait, it's nothing. So now we see who are the top 4 in their actual position. Where will our Apple Gamer come out?
Just behind this train, I think. Oh, next to Wushel. Oh, Wushel goes around the outside too deep. That will put him on the back foot for coming into turn 3. Yeah.
Is there even any point battling against the driver on the fresh soft? And clearly not, as Wushel has flown past there.
Oh, that was a little bit of too much oversteer from Apple Gamer, almost in the wall.
Yeah, well, we've already seen one car crash in that corner earlier today.
Yeah. Oh, that is Booyah Roard and Hank Peter side by side.
Hank maintaining on to a strong position at the moment. Krem, they're going to come under a lot of pressure at the end of this race on very old hard tyres. That'll be interesting to see.
And that
as battling towards sort of halfway through the final sector, and wheel to wheel still. Hank keeping his nose in. You're going to risk losing the place to his teammate, which I think is inevitable in the long term. And whoa, just the grip.
Oh yeah, he let him pass.
You can't. I don't think that was him letting him
grip.
Through.
Yeah.
I don't, because look at how much he's on the back of the Ferrari, and that's a Ferrari. Like, you'd expect that to be easily quicker, but already up the inside, and is Willie make the move?
Wow.
Yes, that's amazing. Strategy of the day there. I think that's sort of P5 in the bag for an Apple Gamer. They just can't make any mistakes, because I mean, maybe I thought last 3 laps of the race is going to get a bit touch and go, because now we're going to see Krem and our Apple Gamer run out of tyres at the end of the race. So could Bo get a last chance at the 5th place towards the end? I mean, you'd expect to see the Ferrari up in P5, not in the midfield. But I feel like Bo's just broken clear of the midfield and has now got a midfield car in front. So they've got out of the battling, bit of clear air now, so show their pace. The gap between Karem and Apple Gamer is dropping rapidly. It's a couple tenths a corner. So
Yeah.
this battle is going to be very one-sided. Although Apple Gamer are running a bit tight on fuel. So perhaps pushing their fuel just to really use these tyres whilst they have them. It's almost under a second already. It's insane.
Oh wow.
That is... They won't have DRS because of where the detection point is. But they did actually get within a second before the DRS start, I believe. But of course, the detection point being a few corners further back. But I don't think that's a problem. I don't think DRS will be needed in the overtake that Apple Gamer puts on Karem. But Karem has put on a great drive so far. As Jamil, 3-second time penalty. Multiple warnings, another multiple warnings penalty. Seen a lot of those.
Yeah, that won't help him with getting good points. Definitely not.
But a tough race for Jamil. Getting the grid penalty and then getting the... getting an
out of pulse.
Oh, that's a brave move. That was never going to be a simple move there. Perhaps some damage.
End plate is still intact.
Maybe some scratches onto it. Maybe a lime wing, because that isn't always visible from a spectator. That was a bit silly, I'd say, from Ard Apple just to go for
Down
the
the inside once again, and that's a simple move.
They should have waited for that. Just so much easier then. Because they would have been even closer if they hadn't collided in the corner before. But the gap already pulling away, it's huge. Great job.
Okay, so another battle, sort of battle. Jens needs to... Oh no, sorry, I thought... Well, Jens has 6 seconds of time penalties, and iQuigs has 3. So I thought it was the other way around, so that there was some battle, but there wasn't.
Battling though, Wushel and Henk, wheel to wheel here. Or better contact through into turn 4 they go. Henk on the inside, but Wushel just with the more grip there. On the medium tyres, slides past. Wushel, I believe, the only other driver who has done the medium soft / soft medium strategy. Hasn't touched the hard tyres. So yeah, strong performance here from Wushel. Ard Apple Gamer needs to nurse their tyres. Now they've got sort of a bit of clear air, nurse those tyres to the end.
Yeah, they'll...
Because...
I don't know. They'll wear off quickly, especially at Australia.
Yeah.
Oh, that's...
We saw in the first... we saw in the first stint that after about 8 laps the tyres would die off and you'd be losing a few tenths a lap just on that sort of after 9 laps. So when you've got a Ferrari behind you, which is trying to get past, well, is catching Karem, I think the battle at the 4P fight at the end of the day is going to be between Bo and Ard Apple, purely on the tyre wear. I don't think Bo will be able to get it until the tyre wear kicks in.
Yeah. Jens has caught up quickly to iQuigs.
3-lap pressure tyres, so you can imagine that makes a bit of sense. But just see the pace of the Red Bull being this close to the Mercedes is good.
Yeah. Should be, I think definitely that the Red Bulls can challenge at least one of the Mercedeses each weekend.
Yeah, for sure. I think if we see Jamil that issue, for sure he'll be up there as well.
Yeah. Jamil now in P10 hunting down Hank Peter. And let's check their penalties. Hank has 1 penalty. And Jamil has got 2 penalties, so...
I still have about 7 laps, 6 after this one, left in this race. So I think Jamil could get it. Identical tyres between the 2 cars, so it is pure car performance and driver performance. Let's see, I think Jamil is going to get past. I don't know what's Wushel like on penalties, because the pace that Jamil's got at the moment, I could see Jamil maybe even challenging
Wushel just got a penalty.
How many is it? Just one?
Just 3 seconds.
So it's going to be tough, Jamil, to get that, but if Wushel gets no penalty, then as those medium tyres die off as well, I can see it happening. Jamil on the back of Henk, not quite close enough this time, almost hitting the back of him there. Very close quarters racing. Over the back of the Renault cars. The thing about realistic car performance is you see the difference in these cars. It's more visible than what you usually expect.
Oh,
Making a mistake.
Oh,
that nearly ended awfully. That could have gone a lot worse. Jamil losing maybe a bit too much ERS there. I must say Jamil is one of the drivers I've seen the most sort of at this sort of very low level of ERS.
Yeah, same.
Fight their way through the field.
Yeah, ever since lap 3, I think he was on 10% all the time. So.
Wow. He's had to overtake cars throughout the race, so he's always had, any time he's saved up, he's had to use it all to get past again.
So much dirty.
Jens is now within a second of iQuicks. We see a move coming in.
Yeah, he'll make a move soon, I think.
But Jamil on Henk, it's surely going to happen into turn 1 this time.
Maybe turn 3.
To the inside. He's going to send it.
Oh.
Bit of contact. Oh, Henk's off the road. It's a bit questionable there. I imagine that Henk won't be too happy with it.
I mean, he kind of turned in.
Yeah, it was sort of fifth, like, Henk may have done that for himself there, as Bo gets 3-second time penalty for multiple warnings. Monster on these soft tyres, going quickest of anyone. Another clear air. I've been enjoying life. Fresh softs.
Bum bum. Yeah, now Jens only 5/10 behind iQuick, so he may go for a move turn 1 or turn 3 if he has enough ERS. I'm not sure. I'm checking Buyerord right now. No, he's not going for it. Okay.
So not quite close enough down into turn 1. Bit wide there at the apex. So may cost him a bit of time, but that's big snap. That's cost him position for sure. Oh, that's very hard defending there from iQuicks. Locks up their tyres. iQuicks really that's spin. Jens has gone around. That's not what Jens would have wanted. Just got a bit put off there on the fresher tyres.
Buyerord now going for a move on Kerem, easily done. Enough overtake to make the move, and Kerem does not fight back. He's on all tyres anyway, so it would have been very hard to defend.
I think Hard Apple has P5 at the moment, a 6-second gap. It really comes down to how badly his tyres fall off. If he starts losing a second a lap, he'll still be safe. So he's going to have to lose, 2 seconds a lap, realistically, for Bo to be able to get past, as well as catch up.
Yeah. Was Monster in the top 10? No, right?
No, they're not. They're currently 11.
Oh, okay. Well.
20 seconds off. I think they gave up on any chance of points, so clear.
Yeah.
Badly.
Probably.
But looking at the top 10 at the moment, other than your top 3 teams, the only team to have both drivers in the points is Renault. Shows how tight the midfield is. It's a shame to see Pollution Ball go out, because they were putting in a great job earlier on.
Oh, yeah.
Especially yesterday in qualifying. So it's strange to see them crash out in the race, but of course those things happen. And I'm sure they'll want to come back stronger. In a weaker car in the field, so they want to try and put on a show for us again. Jamil close to the back of Wushel. Wushel's tyres may be starting to struggle.
Yeah,
Whereas
13 laps, so...
The Haas on 15 laps, they're not going to be a piece of cake to start with. That's a crash. Is that Yuri? It is.
I thought it was one of the Ferraris.
It's between the 2 Ferraris that has happened. That's not like they've lost any wing though, which is good.
Yeah, their race is basically over.
Yeah. To be fair, they're still not in last place, thanks to Williams.
Yeah.
To be fair, is that technically speaking, it's an AlphaTauri that's finished in last place because they retired. That actually Williams, to be fair, 15th. If you told me that Williams were getting P15 today, I reckon that they'd be happy with that.
Yeah, well, the amount of finishers, it's still lost, but
yeah. But you know, they didn't crash, which driving the Williams car, that's definitely an achievement. Jamil on the back of Vushal again onto the straight. This could be their chance. Not using an ERS, so maybe going for it down towards turn 2 perhaps. Staying behind.
oh,
Mistake there
that's
from Jamil. That's going to cost him a chance at the move this lap. It's a close battle to get on track at this stage. Other than Ashi, who's pretty close to Willem. Not quite close enough to go for the move though. Battle for P12. Jamil with another penalty. That's not good for Jamil. Not many laps left in this race, so it's going to be tight.
oh, it's Jamil around yet? No, he's holding back. I thought he was going
Safe
for it.
up PRS down this straight. Oh no. Oh,
No, he's going out.
So
well,
I would have sat back a bit there. Because the dirty air's going to hold you back a bit through here anyway. Now
Vushal
PRS,
has
but
a
now
lot
it's not
more.
enough to do it. As the spin, it's Willem. Could have that been a collision with Ashy Boy? There is
I don't know.
minor damage to the left-hand side of the Haas car's wing. That's not
Oh,
what they
Jamil.
wanted.
Way too late on the brakes. Oh,
As
what?
Jory has crashed, final corner. Oh, it's in the middle of the road as well, that's scary.
Yeah.
But luckily it ghosted, otherwise that could have been a major incident.
Jamil now, DRS open, overtake with minimal percentage. Down the inside, not
that's
quite.
a brave
Oh.
move. You're asking for your front wing to be taken off if he'd gone for that. Track is now once again clear, all good in the final one. Williams now up into P14. Strong. And that's another, Jamil. I think it's fair to say that's a P8 gone, even if they make the position, they're not going to be able to get, is it 12 seconds of penalties they've got now?
I'm not sure.
I think Jamil may just be better off to sit back here. As the final lap has begun, Legend has just crossed the start-finish line. The Ents have showed their massive pace advantage over iQuicks by now getting back within 4 seconds of them. So that gap was at about 6.5 seconds before. As Willem were speeding in the pit lane penalty. I believe they're safe from the Williams. That is way behind them, almost a minute behind, so coming out behind them should not be a problem.
So much understeer for Jamil at the final corner.
Again, using a lot of the overtake, I'd expect if he's got the pace advantage, maybe him to go a bit sort of conservative for a couple laps, build it back up.
1%.
With not many laps left, not quite close enough to do it. He's surely gonna have to go for a brave move if he wants to make this pass. All or nothing.
Anyway, Legend going through the final corner with a dominant performance, 16 seconds over his teammate in P2, and a race win for Legend, the first ever ARC race winner.
Amazing, amazing drive.
Wow, that
iQuicks
was...
coming around the final corner now to make it a Mercedes 1-2 finish. Close to not being a 1-2 finish at one stage, but Jens' spin has given it to them. Jens gets the podium, I'm sure. For a Red Bull, he'll be happy with it. I'm guessing you'll know that there was more he could have done in that race, but at the end of the day, you've got to be happy with what you get. And P3, it's best of the rest. Magic Alonso P4, strong drive in the Ferrari. Not quite on the upper front runners, but still the lead Ferrari. Ard Appelkamer, very strong drive, P5, 10 points for Renault. Then it's Bo P6, Kerem P7, Rushel P8, Jamil P9, we will not keep that as Hank gets P9, Jamil P10, Monster coming around the final couple of corners now as Ashley Boy and Willem have already crossed the line in 12th and 13th respectively. Monster coming, and okay, interesting tactic from Monster there, as Monster comes across the line to take P11. As now we wait for Mike. He comes through the penultimate corner, driving the Williams car, take a 14th position for the team. Strong non-crashing drive there. So yeah, that's a good race. A lot of battles up and down the order. The only place there wasn't a battle, well, after the first round of pit stops, there was no battle for the lead. iQuicks took the fight to Legend, but just wasn't able to stay in that fight. Legend's pace at the end of the day was just too strong. For the championship's sake, let's hope he's in Australia especially.
Wow, that was at some points quite boring with a lot of gaps between the drivers, but then all of a sudden a lot of gaps decreased and there were some battles here and there. Quite good racing as well.
Was good. Yeah, very clean racing for the most part. Only a few moments of contact, but nothing that you wouldn't expect from a league race. Legend didn't get a single penalty in that race.
Wow.
And to be fair, neither did Mike, so equally powerful drives from both of them there, I think it's fair to say. Neither of them got penalties.
Well, that's one
I think
positive.
in terms of not getting penalties, Mike did a better job. Yeah, the final race order is Legend with the win, then iQuicks, Jens, Magic Alonso, Ard Apple Gamer, Bo, Karem, Rushel, Henk, Jamil, Monster, Ashy Boy, Willem, Mike, and then your retirements are Yuri, Atix, Nick, Ducky, Pollution Bowl, and Sam D. So, like 6 retirements in that race in total. That's not how they wanted to start off the season, but no sort of high-profile retirements. I think the highest car up the grid that crashed out, I believe, was an AlphaTauri. So
Yeah.
at the end of the day, no big shock retirements there. But still, strong drives from all the drivers that finished the race. Even those that didn't get points, just to make it to the flag around a tricky track like Australia. It's a very good job.
Yeah. Who's your driver of the day?
I think I'd have to go with, despite, I'd say, Legend put in a great drive, dominating win, but after his pole position, that's kind of what I expected. I'd actually say my driver today was Ard Apple Gamer. The only driver other than, the only driver to sort of really thrive on that strategy. Because Fuchsal got P8, but Ard Apple Gamer getting P5 in a Renault, ahead of one of the Ferraris. Amazing drive.
I think it will be out of the two Ferraris, as Magic Alonso will get a 30-second time penalty.
Of course. See, a Renault getting ahead of both Ferraris is an amazing drive. So yeah, definitely Ard Apple Gamer, for sure.
Yeah, that's my driver of the day as well. But you know, Jamil also drove pretty good in the first stint and overtaken multiple cars, but unfortunately got involved in that incident. So could have done better, but you could say that about everyone.
Yeah.
I think that's all about. That's it. I think for this stream. Yeah, obviously we'll see different cars drive for either points or wins even, but yeah, Red Bull probably more at the back. Which other cars would you think will be faster or slower? Yeah. Well, I feel the same. Yeah. Okay, so I want to thank everyone for watching the stream. We had a lot of viewers, and unfortunately, we had some issues with the start. Hopefully, we can sort it out next time, because it was. I mean, a 30-minute delay is not really what you want on your first race. So yeah, that will be fixed hopefully. And then I will see you all again next Monday for qualifying at Bahrain. So if you want to say something, you can still say it. Alright, see y'all.